The many heroes of our military work every day to defend our freedoms and values as Americans. It's a big team effort that's not necessarily limited to the armed forces. To protect our country, we need to come together from all walks of life in order to secure a strong community.
It was a Friday morning. I'm walking my kids to school, and I picked up my phone, and I got a news alert. And that's when I found out about Sandy Hook. And it was just one of those things that stuck in my head as a parent. How am I going to leave my kids at school today?
Any and all school-related violence perpetuated on defenseless children is horrifying, but this day in particular was catastrophic. As a human being, I don't know how this can't have a profound impact on you. As a father, it was a call to action. I felt like I needed to stay there and monitor my kid as well as the other children that were in the school. And I realized during that time that I needed to connect with the principal and the owners of the school and let them know what their vulnerabilities were and what the risks were.
There were very large-scale ideas of what we could do, but we knew that we had to start locally. We had to start, with our own children. It had to be something that we could test. So, we started evolving, creating some safe school plans, some policies, a lot of consulting, working with schools, and just giving them some of the best practices through our careers in law enforcement, military careers, things that we could use, and our experience that we could bring to the table and actually implement with these schools.
We allow the teachers and the staff and the administrators to do their jobs, and we come in and take the burden away from them. So there's a gap that we fill. And that's pretty important because we are the experts in the field with respect to this. They're the experts in the field with what they do.
It's kind of funny when you actually look at the many years of experience that our military veterans have, and then to see the hard statistic at the end of that journey with massive unemployment. It's just an absolute shame. Our military veterans have literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of training that then just goes unused at the end of that journey, and that's very unfortunate. Well, we know the value of that because we are veterans. They have the skill set, they have the knowledge.
As we started the first assessment, we looked down and there was a shell casing on the ground. That's what we're up against, that's what we're looking at in these different environments. And we found several other factors that were involved that would catch your eye.
It's not only about looking at the physical school site, it's about looking at community concerns. And that is a community concern for that school. Even for us to come in with a deliverable of training that's a 4-hour block is really hard when student achievement is at the top of the list. So we're trying to really break down key things that these teachers and these administrators can do for their students into small bite-sized pieces so they can get it done.
We've recognized school safety as a priority at our school, not just myself, but also community members and our families, students, and staff. And the assessment from School Shield was able to provide us with this prioritized list based on the expertise of the team that partnered with us, and also some next steps so that we could prioritize, put it into action immediately.
In history, people look at what you leave behind. We all have an obligation to do something better than ourselves. No matter what the cost is, failing to address the problem due to fiscal reasoning is fundamentally flawed. In recognizing that the intangible things in life matter profoundly, then we may just find a pathway. Failure to plan appropriately and purposely for the protection of our young children is a gross negligent failure to plan. Our strategy is to create a mindset and ignite the best in everyone. Whether you're a community leader, school administrator, educator, father, or mother, we all have a decision to make. Regardless, let School Shield help you structure a plan for today instead of tomorrow.